4 contestants enter, but only 1 leaves a champion. That's right, it's time for the one and only Project Nerd Game Show. Live from the Project Nerd Studios in StreamYard, it's The Last Word.
Welcome to The Last Word. I'm so excited to have you today, and I really think this is one of the better episodes that we are ever going to have. We have some really exciting guests today, and they're all representing Nashville Comicon. So if you're in the area, or if you just are excited to get back out to cons again, please check them out in Nashville. It's June 4th and 5th. And again, we're really excited to have all of our guests here. First, I'd like to bring on one of my favorite Avatar characters, a voice actor, does a lot of video games, and we're really excited to have Olivia Hack here. Olivia, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. And
All
very
right,
excited to be here.
Yeah, have you ever done a show like this before?
I've done a podcast. No, I've never done a game show. I watched a lot of Jeopardy. I don't know. Does that count?
That's nothing like this, but that's totally fine. It's experience, and that matters, okay? Up next, we are going to bring in one of our awesome cosplayers. It's going to be at the Nashville Comicon. She definitely teased us by saying she was thinking about coming as Storm today, but she is not, in fact, dressed like Storm. It's our favorite cosplayer, MutantGlue. How is it going today? Great to see you.
How are y'all?
Great. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. Have you ever done any shows like this before?
Not that I can recall, no. Podcast,
Have you ever,
yes. Game show.
You've argued with your friends before, though, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. Multiple times.
You're going to fit right in. You're going to fit right in.
Okay, good.
All right, up next is another cosplayer that's going to be at Nashville Comicon June 4th and 5th. It's going to be Remy Dee. She's a burlesque performer and producer and a cosplayer from New Orleans. Welcome to the show today.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. Are you excited to be on the show?
I'm excited to see what happens.
That's good. That's about as much as I can ask for. And last but not least, we have you may know him from his voice work as Max in the Goofy movie, but I know him because watching Young Justice with my kids is much better than the Larva Show on Netflix. Please welcome Jason Marsden, an awesome voice actor. Thank you so much for being here today.
What's happening?
So glad that
Thanks
you've
for
arrived.
having me.
So are you a big game show guy? Do you watch a lot of game shows?
I haven't watched a lot of I haven't watched game shows in a while, actually. When I was a kid, we'd watch Name That Tune and
You're sleeping on Wheel of Fortune. It's the best show out there, Jason.
Wheel of Fortune, exactly.
Yeah.
I was
And
watching
everybody
Survivor.
watched
Maybe like
Price is Right
Survivor?
when they were a kid. Survivors. This is a little bit like Survivor, but with our words.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get into round one. We've got a lot of great stuff today. Let's get there. Let's get going. Our first question of the day. So we're going to start off with Doctor Strange, and that released last weekend. It's dominated the box office, even though it had a pretty big drop off in week 2. I want to know if you've seen it, what you think about the movie, and what kind of fallout are we expecting from Doctor Strange? Do we think it was too scary for kids? There's a lot of conversations that are going on about this. Let's see. Jason, why don't we start with you?
Well, I did see it. I enjoyed it. I saw it like Thursday night. I couldn't wait. And I dug it. I'm not like Doctor Strange. I'm not a comic book guy. I was more like cartoons, action figure kind of guy. So Doctor Strange isn't high up there on my list. But I liked the first one. I like his appearances in the Avengers. I like Sam Raimi. Yeah, it was pretty, and it was scary. It was definitely scary for sure.
Remy, I don't know if you've seen the movie or not, but what do you think about this the scariness of this? Do you think it's too much for Marvel to be looking into horror?
No, I want Sam Raimi to direct every superhero movie from here on out. I love when Sam Raimi directs superhero movies because there are elements of being a superhero and the comic book life and everything that are horrifying. And he brings that to this, like the scene that comes to mind is in Spider-Man 2 when Doc Ock is coming awake in the hospital and kills everybody at the hospital. That's a scene straight from a horror movie. And I love that. It keeps me on my toes. It gets the adrenaline pumping. Mm-hmm. And I think kids should be forced to watch Doctor Strange because they need to learn about trauma.
Well, I forced my 9-year-old to watch it and he was okay. He seemed fine. So that's a good age limit at least, right?
I totally
like
Batman Returns Fallout. I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, why don't you explain it to us younger folks here that don't know the Batman Returns?
Batman Returns came out one with Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Like it came out, it blew my mind. I loved it, but then McDonald's like, we can't sell these toys. We can't sell a toy of like a little Danny DeVito with drool coming out of his mouth. let's make it a little. Let's put nipples on the suit. Let's do that. Let's make it a little bit more pleasing for children. Nipples on suits. No drooling penguin people.
Well, this is definitely the most like hard lined. I mean, it's definitely a horror movie, and there's definitely some big Sam Raimi moments in there. MutantGlue, what do you think about this in the movie and the horror aspect of it?
Well, I haven't actually seen the movie yet. I plan on it, just haven't seen it yet. But from what I've been hearing, a lot of people are just taking it out of context. They're literally putting their values in front of the actual movie itself and saying, hey, no, we don't want to see that. We want to see the comic book stuff. But the comic book stuff is actually in the movie. I see nothing wrong with what I've been hearing so far about the movie, reviews-wise. But people are just taking it out of context, I think.
Yeah, and I totally agree. The comic book stuff is there, and there's a lot of Easter eggs for comic book fans that enjoyed looking for that kind of stuff in the Marvel movies. Olivia, what do you think about Doctor Strange? Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
No, and I'm not a Marvel person, but my thing is like, can't we have adult content? Does everything have to be for kids? That's why we have a rating system, right? You can do whatever you want. And I will say I did watch a little bit of Doctor Strange in one of those movies, and the real horror movie is Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent. Like, it freaks me out. I don't know what it is. It's not right. Like, it was the first time I've ever heard him with an American accent, and I was like,
you're not buying it? Don't see Power of the Dog then.
No, I'm not into it.
Power of the Dog is pretty good though. I enjoyed that. It's good to see that we can't like harp on Marvel for wanting to do something different if they're trying this, right? Because they have a pretty good formula going, and this is definitely off of their normal path. So it's good to see that everybody needs to go out and see it. I agree. Force your children to watch this movie. Hopefully, it's not too scary for them. So after one round, everybody has 3 points on that one because I do feel like that was a really good answers across the board, even if you haven't seen the movie. So question number 2, Top Gun has been getting absolutely stellar reviews, and it sits at 97% with 92 reviews the last time I checked. And the movie doesn't even release for like a week and a half. So if you want to talk about amazing movie, because I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, so tell me how much you're going to love Top Gun 2, or tell me how you think this hype machine that we have going really impacts your time with content, movies or TV. How do you play into, do you care about the hype machine? Remy, why don't you start?
I try so hard to not let what other people say influence whether or not I'm going to see a movie, but I went and saw Everything Everywhere All at Once because nobody on Twitter could stop talking about it. And I've seen that happen with movies before, but like when more than one person are saying this is the best movie I've ever seen, this is the best movie I've ever seen, it's like, okay, I need to see what this is about.
And was it?
Yeah, I want to know what you think because I loved it. So
it's so good.
Olivia, you got to see it. You guys got to check it out.
I was like, I was on the verge
officially pausing this podcast to say how great this movie is. I cried the whole time. Yeah, it's really, really great.
It was unique. It was brilliant. It was like the action was great. But until like I saw people talking about it, I hadn't even heard of this movie. So I think the hype machine is important. I don't know if it should be like the be all end all and what affects if you're going to see a movie or not. But I mean, I say that, but I still went and saw a movie because of the hype. So it's there.
Olivia, is there anything that you get like really, really excited about and it kind of bums you out if it doesn't reach your expectations?
No, I don't know. No, I mean, the thing with the hype machine is like, if it's a smaller film, I think that it will make me go see it, right? Because like Remy was saying, like I wouldn't have heard about it. I wouldn't be exposed to it, whatever. But usually if everybody loves something that's like a big thing, I usually kind of hate it and then kind of shy away from it because I'm like, basic, I'm terrible.
Have an example?
I don't know. Just all those big things that people. I did love Severance, and everybody was kind of freaking out about that show on Apple Plus.
Very good.
I love that show. Yeah.
Also
so
great
I mean,
watch.
So there you go. But yeah, a lot of times I'm just like, everybody loves this. I'm probably gonna hate it. But for bigger things. But I want to see Top Gun. I already have tickets.
Yep.
And if you buy a ticket, they give you an NFT of Top Gun. So obviously NFTs are clearly valuable and the future. But I also love Tom Cruise. I think he's our last great movie star, and that's it. Anyway.
Bonus points for loving Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Big fan myself. Jason, what do you think about the hype machine? Do you buy in?
I definitely buy into the hype machine. I'm a follower as well as I am a leader, because I will hype something up too if I like it. I'll get on that bandwagon, and I don't think I've ever would have seen Queen's Gambit if it wasn't for hearing about it. I don't absorb trailers or commercials like I used to, so it's even more fun to hear about something and just go in blind. I think it's important. Is it the be all end all? Definitely not. That's what I'm curious about. Like you saying the ratings are high for Top Gun 2, but based on what? Like seeing the movie? Like they've actually
they have actual critic reviews are already released for it, and the overall consensus is one of the best sequels of all time, which is really high praise for a Tom Cruise movie. That was made probably 6 years ago with pre-COVID. So
that's right.
They've been holding on to this one for a while.
Sure. I'll definitely be seeing it. I remember seeing the first one in the theater. Definitely interested. The trailer looked really cool.
But is there shirtless volleyball? We don't know.
Yes.
There's shirtless football. There's shirtless football.
Homoerotic undertones throughout the movie. That's my concern.
Yes.
If there isn't, it wouldn't be Top Gun.
They did. Well, in the trailer, the plane goes vertical.
MutantGlue, what do you think about this? What do you think for Top Gun? Are you excited to see it, or do you care about hype when you come watch a new TV show or a new movie?
I am definitely with Olivia. I don't like when people say, "Oh, you got to go see this. You have to go see this right now," because I will not. It makes me do the opposite, where I will literally just wait until it comes out on DVD and watch it in my own free time, then following everybody else on the hype train, because that just brings trouble and spoilers galore, and I'd rather avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid spoilers in our social media world that we have going right now.
That's true. That's why I stick to Instagram.
All right, so
I'm not to see anything spoilerish on Instagram. So
don't follow Jason. He just posted a Spider-Man spoiler, and everybody got upset about it.
Look, there's got to be some kind of a rule book that we create, right? That says like after so long you can talk about things, because we got to get excited at some point.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, you're fine. Spider-Man came out in December. You're good.
Yeah.
It's
available on home media.
Yes. It's on home
okay,
media.
so after
it's free reign.
After 2 questions, Jason, you've got 8. Olivia, you've got 8. Remy, you've got 7. MutantGlue got 7 as well. We're going to do our final question in round 1, and we're going to talk about the She-Hulk trailer that just dropped today.
Hold on. Can you explain how we're getting the points? Because I want to know so I can work hard and beat everybody. Is it my expectation? Is my position? I mean, what
personality, position? Olivia got bonus points I wrote down because she loves Tom Cruise. So it's very arbitrary. You're doing a really good job, though. I want you to know.
She's probably listening to something else.
Only your beautiful voice, Jason.
Well, let's talk about the She-Hulk trailer, because I think you're going to want to talk about this one. It just dropped like maybe an hour or so ago, and I was a huge Orphan Black fan. I think Tatiana Maslany, I always mess her name up. She was really, really good in that show, and I think she's going to be really good in this show. I want to hear your thoughts. We just watched this right before we went on the air today. So what do you guys think about the She-Hulk trailer? Mutant, let's start with you.
Everything looks great, but why CGI? Coming from a cosplayer's perspective, that is just it. No, use your face, use the paint, use all of that. It makes it 20 times better than CGI. Because when wrong move, and you're gonna be seeing somebody's natural skin tone. CGI can't fix everything.
But Remy, you're a cosplayer too. Do you agree?
I have a cosplay as She-Hulk, and I'm just so bummed out by the CGI, because this could have been a chance for a makeup artist and costumer to shine. And I haven't seen Orphan Black. I'm sure the actress they have playing She-Hulk is wonderful, but this also could have been a chance for them to hire an actress with a similar build to She-Hulk and give put more light on the muscular girls.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I feel like they're just trying to use CGI for everything. It doesn't
it makes it cheaper.
She doesn't look real. She doesn't look real. So
Olivia, what do you think about the trailer we just saw today?
I mean, not much. I don't know. Like, I'm also very big on practical effects, which is usually why I don't like superhero movies all that much, because at a certain point, to me, they just turn into an animated film and there's no stakes, right? It's why I like Indiana Jones or whatever, like something where they're actually riding the horse, they're actually jumping off the cliff, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw the attorney at law thing. I don't know the story of She-Hulk, so I don't know, but pretty much anything Marvel you put in front of me, I'm just going to complain about. So I'm the wrong person to ask.
Well, I'll give you a point for complaining. I think that's okay. You're
Look at all my points for personality, miscongeniality over here. I'll take it.
You don't have. That's why I tell everybody, you don't have to know anything about what we're talking about. You just got to be able to talk. That's all. You know.
I feel like we're all complaining though. Like we do know we're complaining about CGI.
Jason, give us a light at the end of the tunnel. Are you excited for She-Hulk?
I'm on board. I am on board. I wish the whole show was CGI. I wish the props were CGI. I wish they'd fire all the makeup artists. No, I'm kidding. I am definitely on board with the show. I love the idea of She-Hulk. Remy, my beautiful partner, explained to me this. I didn't like I said, I don't read comics, so she explained the storyline and how she becomes an attorney, and it does seem like an Ally McBeal sort of thing, and I loved Ally McBeal. Yes, I will agree, though. I'm also a little bit disappointed in the CGI. It did look a little video gamey to me. And I thought, like, back in the day, they had two actors playing the Hulk. They had Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno playing, who's still with us, who does cons, who played the Hulk. It's like, did they really do a thorough casting for muscular women? Where I'm sure there's more than a few out there who can perform.
China,
I just wonder what the decision was like that. Maybe they might have done tests about it. We'll hear about it as it comes along, if that was the case.
Yeah, I tend to agree, especially after hearing cosplayers and people in the industry talk about this. It's like they maybe should have explored a little bit more, because that CGI does look a little bit rough, and it would be really great to see some different looking women on screen, right? Like it's just, you don't have to see the same body shapes and sizes over and over and over again. We can get different things. That's okay. So I think that's great. And while I am totally all in on the show, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going to be, classic social media users out there, and go ahead.
I will say the closing shot is really what sold it for me, because as a tiny human being,
I was about to say,
being carried anywhere by a large, beautiful Amazon woman sounds outstanding to me.
Yeah,
I'm working on it, Jason.
To be carried like that. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Well, after one round, so that was the end of our first round. Jason, you've got 11 points. Olivia, you got 10 points. You had 9, and then nobody else heard your China reference in there. And I'll give you a point for that. That was you, right? That was the China shut up. Okay, so 10 for Olivia, 10 for Jason. Remy, you have 8, and you also have 8. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one more question with all 5 of us here. Okay, and it's between me and Remy. One of you two is gonna go on to the second round based on our answer on this next question. So let's do one more round 1 question. So I don't even know if you've seen the show, and it doesn't matter if you have, but Halo season 1 is coming to a close this week. And the series is extremely controversial. Co-creator of the actual Halo video game, Marcus Letho, came out and said, "I'm not sure where the inspiration for the show comes from. It's not the Halo I made." And when a show like this is adapted for the screen, and based off of what you guys think, does it matter how true to the source material is? And who's the show really for? Is it the fans of that source material? Or are we trying to bring in new people? Or are we trying to do both? Let's start with Olivia.
I don't know anything about Halo. It was a video game, right?
That's right, yes.
I just know I've never seen the Avatar movie. I always say one day I'm going to get really stoned and watch it. But people don't.
The Last Airbender,
the M. Night Shyamalan.
We don't talk about that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like people are like, it didn't happen. It never existed, whatever. And like in that movie, they pronounce all the characters' names differently. Like it's supposed to be really awful. And people complain about it to me all the time.
It is.
So, I mean, source material, it just depends, right? Like it depends on is it inspired by, is it a direct live action thing? I mean, you could be there's a lot of great stuff that's just inspired by something. I don't know.
Remy, what do you think about content like that? You know, do you dig into a lot of books? Do you care if it's near the source material when you watch something?
I was trying to see if I could run to my bookshelf and grab something really quick for reference. But yeah, I do think it matters, but I also think it's very tricky to do, especially if you're trying to turn something like a book series into a movie, like or a video games are notoriously hard to adapt for movies. But look what happened with Game of Thrones. Like they as soon as they stopped having George R. Martin's books as a reference point, then the series kind of went downhill. And I think, yeah, you are trying to get new fans, but if you're getting something completely different or you're leaving something out and not pleasing the fans of the original work, then what's happening? It's just, I don't know. I think staying as faithful as possible to the source material is key. But I do think you have to adapt depending on which medium you're translating it to.
All right, Jason, what do you think about that? What do you think about source material and who is this show's really? Who's the movie's really for?
Well, I mean, hopefully it's for the audience. Or, gosh, I mean, I haven't seen Halo. I didn't even know they turned it into a series. That's how behind I am. I probably lost points for that. But I have been watching.
-1 for admitting it, +1 for honesty. So you're fine.
Yeah. I have been watching the show called Winning Time on HBO Max about the Lakers dynasty. And I'm not a sports fan. I'm not really a Lakers fan. I just love John C. Reilly. And I absorbed the whole thing. I loved it. And then I went so far as to look at interviews leading up to it because I heard there's a lot of backlash around that from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and some of the other the coaches. They were not being depicted accurately. So the source material in itself was life. And some of the autobiographies presented to me as someone who consumed this. I loved it. I love how the story unfolded. I was moved. I was moved to tears a few times, and I'm really sad to hear like if these actors weren't represented correctly. I try to put myself in their shoes. Like, what if this was a story of my life and they decided to take a liberty and say that I said something that I didn't or acted a way I didn't? It would probably be really rough. I don't know. If it's done with care, you know, if the people who are behind it do it with care and they're not out to, you know, slander anybody, to do their best, I think that's the best argument you can make.
Yep. And that Winning Time show is very, very good. Jerry West threatened to take HBO to the Supreme Court, whatever that means.
Yes.
A comment from someone that's watching. Sonic was a very, very good video game movie, and it's maybe like one of the only video game movies that's been good so far. What do you think about source material?
I was just getting ready to use that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like Halo. I don't like Xbox. I don't like Halo. I don't like the games, but I knew there was a series about it. I think that if you're going to appease your fans, get as close as possible so that way they can spread the message. Hey, y'all need to go check this out because it's pretty close to the game material. Therefore, that brings in new fans. If it's something that is not real, that works. If it's something that is real, like somebody's life, that's not going to work because you want to try to keep it as close to the actual source as possible. Mm-hmm. Now,
is Halo
did an amazing job.
Is Halo like a game with characters or is it just fighting? Okay.
The main character.
It's like a sci-fi space adventure with people in
the first person shooter, right?
Okay.
It's a shooter, and the main character in Halo has like
people who make.
No, I've seen it, but that's why I was asking. Like, are they characters like, say, Street Fighter, or is it just like?
Not really. I mean, Master Chief is a character, but he never takes his helmet off or talks ever. Right, so it's really everything is around it. You know, the story that gets. There's not great character work in Halo. That's why I'm surprised people are so upset with the show.
Yeah.
I mean, the only character development they have really is Cortana, and she was an AI. So. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that it's good to hear that from you guys because I think there is a balance, right? There's going to be got to service the fans a little bit. You got to make sure that the original book readers or the video game players are still happy with what's going on too. So after that round, Jason, you're up to 13. Olivia, you're at 12. Remy, you're at 10. Mutant, you're at 11. So Remy, you are going to be eliminated in the first round here. Please do not leave because I would love to bring you back towards the end of the show here in just a few minutes. But go ahead and wave goodbye for now.
Bye, Remy. Love you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get ourselves into round 2. Okay, only 2 questions this round, and the first one is going to be about Doctor Who. And I don't know if you guys are Doctor Who fans, but it's something that's near and dear to my heart. And they've cast a new doctor, and his name is Nukta Gatwa, and he was in Sex Education on Netflix, if you haven't seen that show. And he's going to be the 14th Doctor, and he's the first person of color to play the lead role on the BBC series. In addition to this news, David Tennant, Catherine Tate, they're confirmed to be back for the 60th anniversary special. You know, Doctor Who, it's a big deal as well. Are you guys at all excited? Do you guys watch Doctor Who? Do you care about Doctor Who? What do you think? Let's start with Jason. You do look excited a little bit. Let's talk to you first.
I have not seen Doctor Who anything. I am not excited about it at all. I'm excited they have a person of color who is taking the lead role. I did read about that. I'm stoked about it. I mean, I'm ready for a black James Bond. I think Idris Elba could even play Superman. I mean, I'm ready. You know, it's all about the good performer. But I'm sorry to say, I did watch a Doctor Who once. It might have been the wrong Doctor. They say, I'm not going to say, but I did not enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it.
Don't feel bad, Jason. I haven't watched Doctor Who either.
Okay.
It's a little cheesy. It's semi hard to watch sometimes. MutantGlue, what do you think about Doctor Who, or just this news here about some old characters coming back, or with the first person of color being a lead of the series? I think it's a big deal, right?
I am all for diversity. It's about time. It's been too long. It's really been too long. We need more representation on social media in general, and especially on the TV screen. So this is big. This is huge, and I'm for it. Granted, I probably won't watch Doctor Who because I'm not that person, but I am very, very happy they're finally bringing people of color into big, important roles like this so we can be seen, because we don't get seen often. So this is great. I am 100% for it.
And he's only 29 too, so hopefully he nails it, and he's there for a while. I think that would be awesome to have him just kind of stick with the show for a few years. And he seems like it's a really big role in England. He seems like he really is excited to be a part of that too. So I think we're really pumped for that for him. Olivia, are you a Who fan? Do we have any other Doctor Who fans?
Couldn't care less. Jason gets a point for actually seeing an episode. All I know is there's a phone booth, because I see that shit at cons, and there's a pyramid kind of robot, right? Like a robot that's kind of the shape of a pyramid. Am I wrong here?
Sure.
Am I off base? Is that something else?
It's a thing in there. Yeah,
that's all I know. That's all I know.
All right. Well,
and it takes place in Britain, right?
Yeah, all over time, space, and also Britain. Yeah.
Listen, I just know a few key words. I got TARDIS, Weeping Angel, and Doctor. That's it.
That's impressive.
Those are some big important keywords there to give you some points for our non-Doctor Who fans on this question. All right, well, let's move on to the next one here. And if you haven't seen this trailer, that is totally fine. The new Predator movie has a trailer that just released. And this time, they're in the 1800s. So this is going to be basically a period piece Predator movie. Are you excited for something like that with Predator? Or is there a different time in our world that you would have preferred to see the Predator drop in, back in the Roman times or the Middle Ages? What do you guys think? Olivia, why don't you go first?
It's like a reboot like that. Keep it fresh. Give me something different. I like remember Cowboys and Aliens? What a terrible movie that was, but what a great concept, right? Mm-hmm. So it's fun to play, I don't know, with that and in different eras and all that stuff. So, I mean, points for them for not doing the same old thing, right? I guess.
It looks super interesting. Jason, did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
This is news to me, and I don't think I've even never seen a Predator movie, but I'm very excited at this. I love period films, especially 1800s. Old West sort of stuff. I just keep thinking about what else could you do? Jason, Friday the 13th in the Old West, or or Predator in like the Bridgerton times or something.
There's a lot of great options. I think. To see. Mutant, what do you think? Would you want to see Predator anywhere else? Are you excited for this one?
Now I have seen Predator. It's been a while, but I have. It just I don't know how I feel about it being in the 1800s. Not that it is something different, and I appreciate anything different. I don't know how it fits. I guess it's
is Predator like an alien? He's got the red dot, right?
Yes, he's an alien.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't know how. I mean, granted, I could probably see it if I think about it hard enough, but I just don't see how it fits.
Well, it's going to be on Hulu, so we're going to be able to watch it at home. I don't even think it's coming out in the theaters.
Was Arnold Schwarzenegger the Predator, or was he just trying to kill the Predator?
He was
trying to kill the Predator.
Trying to kill the Predator, yeah.
Or was the Predator trying to kill him, actually? I don't know. I think it was the other way around. Something like that. He was in it.
Was the Predator being predatory? Anyway, go on. Sorry.
That is correct, yes. Okay, that's our last question of the round. So, Jason, you've got 15. Olivia, you've got 15. And you've got 15 as well. You came roaring back that round. You were down a few points and scored a lot there. So let's go ahead. We're going to bring in the last question. We're going to do all three of you guys to answer real quick, and whoever does the best is going to be our winner. Does that sound okay? All right, let's go. Round 3. All right, so Spider-Man No Way Home director John Watts is creating a Star Wars coming-of-age show. And the casting notice is for like 11 to 12-year-olds, and they're basically pitching this as Goonies in space. It's a coming-of-age film, but for Star Wars, or coming-of-age show for Star Wars. So I think I'm excited for this movie, but I want to know from you guys, what do you think the most difficult part for a child growing up in the Star Wars universe would be? Mutant, why don't you start?
Anything, honestly. I mean,
genocide?
Yeah.
Bing.
Pretty much. I mean, what wouldn't be scary to a child during that time in Star Wars? I mean, literally, any wrong move and you are going to get choked to death by Darth Vader. So yeah.
Jason, can you even compete with Olivia's answer of genocide being the most difficult thing for anyone to deal with as a Star Wars child?
I was going to say the dust and the sand. It's like I've been to Burning Man. I mean, I couldn't live there, but I mean, like that would be the unforgiving climate. Of course, that's just one planet. But yeah,
I wrote down dustiness too. I wrote down dustiness as well as one of my answers. So I was not thinking genocide. Olivia, you just won the show. You just broke everything. So congratulations on your victory.
All the Padawans die. That's the whole thing.
I'm going to play a little championship thing for you here, and then you got 30 seconds to talk about whatever you want.
Oh. Yay, I'm the winner. I'm a terrible winner because I love to win and everybody else sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone's great. Everybody did great. Please come see us June 4th and 5th in Nashville for Nashville Comicon. Look us up online. There are more details there. We can't wait to see you. Jason Marsden will be there. I will be there. Will Friedle will be there. There will be a lot of cosplayers. It's going to be super awesome. I play Ty Lee on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and your auras are very pink.
Yay!
Yay!
Sheldon!
Thank you all for being here. It was a great show. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Did you have fun?
Yes.
Very much.
Okay, great. Well, everybody fly to Nashville, go to the con. Again, 4th and 5th of June.
Believe the hype.
Believe this. This is a hype train worth getting on for sure. All right. So thank you all for being here today. Again, we will see you guys soon. Have a great night. Okay.
Thank you.